Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
I know, and I always feel like it's kind of weird when I say morning because obviously we don't record this at the time when people are seeing it, but it is the morning here. And so for those people who are just joining us, which we hope you are, I
have a puppy who's biting a cord. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, good. I want to see the pup. Hi, little one. That's Murphy, right?
It's Murphy. Yeah.
So I'm Megan, and I am here at the Needlepoint Clubhouse in St. Louis, Missouri. That's Melissa. She's at her home in Grosse Pointe, Michigan, down the street from her shop, right? And that's Murphy, the newest member of the family.
Yeah, the newest shop dog at the Wool and the Floss most of the time too, because I can't leave him in a crate. So that's why he's here, and I'm making sure he doesn't bite cords. So I apologize.
You know what? This just adds a little spice. I love it. So we have been doing this podcast that we call the Pointing It Out podcast for longer than I want to admit. Is it 2 years? I mean, wild.
I think just over 2 years.
Yeah, crazy. Wild. It was something that was invented out of really the pandemic and being at home and wanting to connect with people. And so what we started doing was just talking about all things needlepoint. So sometimes we interview people in the industry, sometimes we interview designers, sometimes and then every once in a while, when we can actually make the stars align, you and I get together and we get to, I don't know, wax on about what we're doing.
Our favorite thing. Yes.
About our things. So you found us here on YouTube, and we're delighted to be here. And we should count how many episodes we have. I don't know how many, but I will say that I rewatched a couple in anticipation of this because I feel like I needed to get my chops back or something. I don't know. But so we invented I guess we call it invented. We invented a challenge.
Created.
Is that what we would call it?
Created.
We created a challenge at the beginning of both 21 and now 22. And so I think 21, it was kind of, I don't know, it was just fun. And we didn't feel like there was a lot on the line, but it ended up that people gave us prizes. And at the end, we had like the best prizes ever. And I think that some people were like, wait a minute. And then they started paying attention to the 22. So there is a checklist, and I'm going to forget where all they can find this. Mine's all dog-eared and
how beat up mine is too. We're such paper girls.
I am totally a paper girl. You can print this
off of my website and your website, I think.
Is it on my website? I can't remember.
Well, I think it's on both of our websites. We'll put a link to it in the show notes.
That's a great idea. Good idea, because now I can't exactly remember. But what I've learned over the past, I don't know, maybe 12 hours trying to get ready for this, because I do everything last minute, is that I've actually done more than I thought I had. When Melissa and I said, hey, we've got to get together and like review what we've done, I was like, oh geez, I'm gonna have to make some stuff up or show some and
I said, no, you can't make stuff up.
You did. And so I honestly have done way more stitching and anticipate, or in I don't know how to say it, like in conjunction with this challenge than I thought I had. So that's exciting. So how are you feeling about your challenge generally?
Well, the funny thing is obviously you and I aren't eligible for prizes. So this is only just self-motivation that we don't want to look pathetic to the people who are doing the challenge. And I was like, there's no way I'm finishing this. We both work too much. We both have a lot of family obligations. You know, yours is to littles, mine is to parents. Like, it's just, there's a lot. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to get through this. I think I only have 2 things left I haven't done.
Okay, so you're winning. Because
it's not a contest. This is all for fun. Actually, it's a contest for other people who get prizes. For you and I, it's just for fun. But
yeah, well, I didn't mean winning in a competitive way. I just mean like winning in, you've gotten further. So I have an outline. How about that? But why don't we, is it okay if we start like on a positive note and say,
absolutely.
Like, guess what? I actually have something done that I can show that we're actually using in my house. So good. I completed this.
I love that.
And it's actually being used in my house. And so I like didn't get a chance to like Windex it or whatever this morning. So this is called Crime Show Junkie. And I don't think I don't think I've even mentioned this piece on the podcast as I was kind of reviewing. It's one of those things that I started stitching. I love stitching it. I got it done. I put it in my self-finishing object and away I went. And so the very first thing on the top here is complete a self-finishing object. This I'll just say really quick. I talk about this a lot here in the shop because this is one of my favorite self-finishing pieces. So this is one of the Sudbury trays. This is the
Small tray.
You're good at that. Is it 10 by 10 opening? That's
9.5 by 9.5.
Okay.
I'm the number girl in the crowd.
Number girl. And so, but I always remind people your piece doesn't have to be the exact same size as the opening on the tray. In fact, I prefer it not to be. That's just because
it gives the piece room to breathe.
Yeah. And then you don't have to like shove the needle point right in the edges. It actually is just a little easier to finish, frankly. Maybe I'm lazy. I take this to I take my piece and the tray. I've done this twice now. And the framing lady remembered me. She was like, there's that cool thing again. And I bring this, she measures this. I bring this, she measures this. And then she cuts this mat. And then literally she even, because she's super sweet, we open it up. She tapes it on with her like acid-free mat
mounting tape.
Thank you, former scrapbooker. And away we go. So my intention with this is to have eventually like 2 or 3. So this is living in my basement because my husband is a crime show junkie. But I hope to have like maybe a Christmas one. I think it'd be cute in this red tray. So I don't know, but this is, I should say really quickly. So sorry. Ziggy Stitches.
Yes.
Is the canvas in case
I was going to confirm that with you. And I was also going to say, in terms of that tray, it comes in a black lacquer, a white lacquer, and then a natural wood, as well as the red lacquer. So there's some choices, right?
Isn't there a white also?
Yeah, white, black, red, and then the natural wood.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
Then we do that. I also recommend photo mats, but I also sometimes tell people to take ribbon from our ribbon bar and use it.
Oh, now that's a cute idea too.
It's got to have the right balance. You know, sometimes the ribbon's too busy, but sometimes it's really cute. So.
Well, and also you'd have to work on that width. You'd have to be pretty intentional about how much space you had left. This is my lazy finish. Like I said, the lady at the place helps me and away we go. So I am very proud of myself. Like the very first thing I got like a big fat check mark of not only have I done it, like done the stitching, but I've also finished the object. So I felt very good about that last night. So
well, I have a finished object to show too. And I don't think I've shown this. And the funny thing is, back to your comment, I kind of forgot that this happened in my stitching life. One of the things on here was, what do we have it exactly listed as? I can't find it, but it's basically, oh, here it is. Participate in a stitch along with 2 or more stitchers.
Okay.
So on December 31st, of last year, so New Year's Eve, Penny, who works with me, and Liz, who works with me, and I were all working together, and we closed the shop at an early hour, and none of us were doing anything with our families till later. So we stayed and we had some champagne and we stitched together and we all started a stitch along. So I did a lot of it at first, and then, as I usually do, I set it aside, and then I picked it up this summer.
I'm realizing I have way more of those set aside things than I wish I do. Oh, I love that.
Morgan Julia Barkert. So sorry, it's kind of glaring because I have it in this acrylic cube, which either Megan or I or any shop can get for you, although be a little patient because he's running a little behind. But this is the 5-inch cube. And what I love about the 5-inch cube is this is the perfect size to hold cocktail napkins.
Oh, that is so cute.
Yeah, he calls it a candy box, but and then this piece slides in and out, and look at my finishers put this cute plaid on the back, and I like to embroider everything with my initials because I feel like then maybe it won't end up in a garage sale, but you know, who knows. So I had a lot of fun stitching it, and you can't really see the stitches very well through the glare, but
I love the bow. You must have tacked that on. And then what's your background stitch?
It is, I don't know the name of it. It's actually, I could have counted this as using an open background stitch because it is over 2, sorry, I don't have glasses on.
I don't either. I was just thinking
2 verticals over 2. skip two verticals over two, and then they stagger. So they're like little squares, but some of it's open canvas and some of
Very
it's stitches.
cute.
And I use that, oh shoot, what's the name of it? It's the white version, whatever they call it, of Soy Luster, and it's super white. So it's one of my favorite threads in our shop.
I don't know what you're talking about because we don't carry that thread. The white version of Soy Luster, like a bright white in that thread line.
Yeah, and it's, you know, a lot of white threads in needlepoint aren't like crisp white. So it's super crisp white. So I love it. So yeah. So mine's all, it's usually in the shop, but I brought it home today to show you guys.
So does everybody have to stitch it the same way when you do a stitch along? Or does, I haven't done.
No, we all just started together and then we
Same
bounced things off of each other. And actually in this case, let's see, I did the Christmas version because these bar carts come in lots of varieties.
Easter,
So I think Penny,
July.
yeah, I think Penny did the OG one. That's just the standard July. And I think Liz did the Christmas one. But there's a really cute Valentine's Day one. They call it Valentine's Day. I just always say it's like the love one. And that's by Morgan Julia. Sorry, I should give her credit.
Super cute. I don't think I've ever heard you use the term OG.
Well, it's probably because I'm talking about Liz and Penny, and Liz uses it all the time.
You know, that means original gangster, right?
I just know what it means in real life, meaning it's first.
The original.
The original. So you can blame Liz for that.
that.
And for anyone who doesn't watch videos from our shop, Liz does a video on Tuesdays with us. And so we're talking like everybody knows her. So Liz, who works for me, is who.
Correct. I have a lot of, I'm starting to feel like super my age these days because I have a couple of younger women that work in my shop and they are so hip and so cool. And I heard one of them use a term the other day that I literally went in the back and I was like, what does that mean?
Oh, see, and I'm even more uncool because I say, what are you talking about? Like an old lady. So.
Anyway, we digress. I've just never heard you use that term. It cracked me up. Okay. So what's next?
Well,
I have a list here, but you know, that's no fun. And I don't have glasses on.
do you happen to have the piece you talked about last time that I saved you with your?
Yes. So,
okay. Is it done?
Yes.
Show
So
us.
okay, so if you all remember, if you watched the last one, this is so funny. I just rewatched this, so I recalled this whole situation. Whoops, my magnet's stuck. I held this up and I was like, I'm the worst ever because I have an entire skein of thread that needs to be stitched. And I did like a call out for help, like if anybody has this dye lot. And do you remember at the end, you were like, and you like reach over to your wall like magic and you were like, here it is. And I was like, yes. So,
and somebody like that is the weirdest thing because we sell silk and ivory like by the bucketfuls.
right.
So it must have been like that 12th skein we order in 12s that just one was never enough for everybody because the dye lot change from that one to the next group was like 100. Like it was crazy. So the fact that I had it was like it was waiting there for you.
I love that. So yes, I did actually finish the background. I think this was right here where I needed to finish. So, and I have not much left. Like I underestimated how much I needed by like literally like almost, I mean, what is this? Like maybe a quarter of a skein or something. Like I needed 3/4 of a skein. So anyway, you saved me.
So there, let's just pause there for a minute. Thread usage is an art and not a science.
It's true.
And
It's true.
I mean, as a shop owner, most of the time, everyone is like just happy. They're happy, happy, happy. Every now and then I get complaints that I sold somebody too much thread. And it's because instead of stitching in basket weave, they did it in giant brick, which doesn't use as much thread as basket weave, but they didn't tell me that ahead of time. And even if they had, really the math only kind of works for basket weave.
Maybe they didn't even know, you know, I don't know what I'm going to stitch it in. I just need
Right.
the thread. So yes.
So they were distressed with me that I sold them too much thread. And most shops do not take thread returns because of dye lot issues, because of allergy issues, because of lots of things. And I just want to say to everyone, I apologize in advance if we sell you too much thread. It's not because I'm trying to like bankroll a trip to Hawaii.
Right.
It's because running out is way worse than having too much.
It is true. And I'm the most practical person ever. And I hate having all of this extra thread, but in a case when you even just need like 2 pulls from a skein, it is worth your time to have extra. Let's just say that.
For sure.
And your
And
$5 or whatever it is.
The $7 peace of mind is totally worth every penny.
Totally worth it. So yes, that is the update. Thank you for segueing me nicely into this. This is the update on my work in progress. I literally have like the flowers, which I'm still ruminating on. I think like one, what is it? 2 petals there. So not much. And I was also reminded, and you made me feel better about myself because the other day, tell a quick story. We had Stitch Club here at the shop. And
Did I call you out on it?
what?
Did I call you out on that? Because I saw the posted picture from Stitch Club St. Louis, and I'm like, oh my God, she's still stitching that Lily of the Valley.
No, that's not what I'm thinking, but thank you for the tease, because I am. But what I was embarrassed about is that we're here at my shop and all these people have their really beautiful canvases, like all up on bars, and they've got all their thing. And I was like, oh crap, tonight's Stitch Club. I guess I need something. So I literally pull out my rolled up nonsense of a piece. And I think everyone's heads were like turning like, what, who is that person? I'm like, oh, I just own the shop, but my piece is all rolled up. This is the piece I just have in my bag. But
well, you and I talk that we do both. Like most of what I'll show you today is framed, but I always have a roll up stuff in my purse thing. So I have a related question to that. Do you think that when you die, someone will buy that piece for $3,200?
oh my gosh, are you talking about the Betty White stuff?
Let's see if we can get this so it shows. I should have printed it, but I'm at home.
Shut up.
It's a
Is
Lily
that from Betty
Valley.
White's?
It's from Lily of the Valley. It's a Lily of the Valley from Betty White. So Betty White handmade Lily of the Valley needlepoint pillow was estimated to sell for $300 to $500, and someone bought it for $3,200.
Oh,
and I saw it, I'm
that
like, oh my God,
is
it looks actually just like Megan's.
funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
I did not. So I knew about that. And I actually clicked on the link, and you had to, in order to like look at everything. Did you do this? You had to like sign up.
I was like, whew, because I saw the link after everything was closed. And I'm like, thank God, because I would have gotten sucked in.
Probably would have gotten sucked in. And that's why I didn't even, you had to like sign in with like your credit card, like you had to sign in as a bidder to actually look at stuff. And I was like, I can't, I can't do that. I can't.
I'm a sucker for historical things. As a matter of fact, do you see what's behind me?
I do. That's your card catalog that you.
Card catalog from an old high school, an old card catalog from a high school, a girls' religious high school, which the only reason I mentioned that is if you were to zoom in, you would see that it says like all the letters from A to Z, but it's like Alcott, American, Christian. It just has funny words like where things started, which kind of make you feel like it was from a 1950 all girls Catholic school.
Yeah, no kidding. That's perfect. And I happen to be sitting in front of my metal, not super attractive, but very useful anchor cabinet. So sorry about that.
We may not have
way
mentioned
prettier.
That's where I keep all my personal needlepoint threads from when I sold myself or bought myself too much thread and there was some left over. So now every time I stitch an ornament, as a matter of fact, we'll talk about this right now. Every time I stitch an ornament, pretty much I don't have to buy any threads.
So here's my question though about that, because I know people talk about thread storage a lot. Like, have you gone through and relabeled all of those labels yet?
No, you know what? I need to. They're all like, I mean, it's all colored, coordinated by the rainbow, solids and sparkles, and I've got ribbon drawers and whatever. So Kaylee, my sweet daughter, keeps saying that she's gonna relabel them for me, but hasn't been in Michigan recently because they have these beautiful, and again, you probably can't really see them, they have these beautiful calligraphy labels, which I think I could fake out on a computer program, of course.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, I don't feel like you can use like a little like brother machine or whatever and like zzz, like you're gonna have to, there's gonna have to be some,
it has to be
aesthetic there. Yeah,
it has to be art worthy, to be honest. So okay, so one of the other things that I did besides the stitch along, and we both finished something, and you are almost done with that Lily of the Valley, and you're going to finish it because your heirs deserve $3,200 when you die.
I'm not as famous, but
you think? Maybe by then we will be, who knows, we'll be like the last living needle pointers or something insane. So I don't even know where to start with this. So there's an item that says stitch with a stitch guide. And I do a lot of things with a stitch guide, but to me, a counted chart is also a stitch guide.
That's so cute. Where's that from?
Okay. So this is one of the charts for charity, and this is from Girl with a Curl.
Oh, yes.
And I came across it on Instagram. And so there's a large group of designers who are super generous. And do this. If you search hashtag charts for charity, you'll find all sorts of them. They're usually $20 or $25. And either you make a donation and prove that you made the donation, or they take the money. And in this case, she takes the money and she donates it directly to the Family Scholar House, which there's a whole long paragraph about it. But basically, it's an organization that supports people in need that are single parents with children.
Oh, cool.
So it used to be Project Women, but then they realized there's just as many men that have their kids that are, sticking with it. So anyways, what I just thought this was the cutest design, and I love that she did a Christmas version and a Judaic version. And she designed it to be on 13 mesh. And I was at home one day and I just got ants in my pants to do this.
So wait, what is it sitting on? Is it sitting on books?
It's sitting on a stack of books. So I love that.
Yeah, it's cute.
So I stitched it on 18 mesh. So it's big. It's probably 3.5 inches tall, maybe 4. And every single thread just came out of my little file cabinet back there. So
jealous. That's so cute. What are you going to do with it?
I obviously finished it shaped, and I'm just gonna have it made into an ornament for the tree. So, but you can tell, like, I was doing it at home on the fly. I didn't have any tape with me. I usually use staples. I use brass tacks. Here's our little podcast magnet from when we had our retreat in Detroit.
I didn't get one of those.
You should have. You know what? I didn't either. There's a story why I have this. I didn't really. So I'll get on Liz for that. But anyways,
I just think it's funny. I was like, what does it look like?
Yeah, see, there's let's see. There's Detroit on there, the skyline.
It's super cute. I like it. It's blue.
Yeah.
Darling.
Of course. So anyway, so that's my using a stitch guide, which again is kind of like bending the rules a little bit, because I think most people say reading a stitch guide, you're going to get out something that has 13 pages and whatever. No. But it was telling me exactly how to stitch. So
yeah, and there was interesting stitches in there, and you had to start in the center and you had to work. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll be honest though, that part. So when you get these charts, they're really just designed with basket weave in mind.
Oh, I gotcha.
But yeah, I put in some Scotch stitches and some French knots and some diagonal mosaics, a road stitch. So I put in a couple things just to keep it a little interesting, but
really cute. That's a great idea. I might have to do that too, because I've purchased a bunch of charts, and I'll be honest, I'm not even sure if I can figure out where they all are living, but we'll get there.
When I went to go do that one, so I do this thing with my friend Terry every month. We've talked about I stitch an ornament together. So it was to stitch a counted piece, and we both have, and now I'm embarrassed, I can't remember whose it is, but there's a door with a mailbox and a letter coming out of it, and it's in red and it's in blue, and I couldn't find my chart, so I found that chart. So that's what it is. And then I dug back at my email and I searched for charts for charity, and it came up.
That's what I'm thinking. I have just a couple of charts from Abigail Cecile that I keep threatening to do, but I'm not, even if I went to sit down, I just need to print it, like what, and then I would have it somewhere. But yeah, someday I'll organize. So we've each exposed 2 of our updates, I guess, here. So I've got 2 more updates.
Me too. What else do you have to show us?
Okay, so I think, so as I was organizing this, I do think I've kind of shifted, like, oh, that'll work for this and this will work for this, but that's fair because I have new pieces to show. So probably, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago, I don't know, I acquired this piece and I'm so excited about it. So this is the back. So I've gotten a lot done. This is a rather new designer, Jenny Sandberg. Almost forgot. Sorry.
I have her M's.
You do? So I thought about the M, but I decided to do the H so that Claire could also carry it. Because
thinking ahead, I like it.
H's. I figure if I keep doing everything for myself, I don't have another M. I just found a loose thread. Anyway,
the M might get put in the garage sale that I talk about all the time. So.
Well, you've also got McLeod's, so I think you're okay.
No, but I'm like, if you did an M.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, yeah. And you know, what's cool about her designs is we shouldn't worry too much about what the letters are because it really is just patterning.
Right.
I said to somebody, I'm like, I think I'm going to do the background. And there's no background. And I was like, oh gosh, you're right. It's all H's. But to me, I was reading it as like there was this background color.
Oh, interesting.
Anyway, it's like the way you know, like the negative and the positive, whatever space or something. Anyway, so this is going to be my what's it called? Letter, stitch a name or an initial.
Oh, perfect.
So that's what I have here. So
I love
I'm changing the colors just a little bit because I want this to be kind of like a fall clutch, I've decided. And I'm picturing like tortoise, and this was painted a little more, you can't even see it, but it was painted a little more turquoise. And so, you know me, had to make it navy.
Had to be navy.
So, but again, I just simply did not have stretcher bars at home when I felt like the wild hair, like you said, to start it. So it's another rolled up piece, which the finishers hate, but I do not have anything leather finished for myself. So
I just sent, so hopefully on the next update, which will be our last update of the challenge for the year, I hopefully will have my leather clutch back because I
you have
finished.
one already though, don't you? The one with the gusset.
Well,
It's
the one is more like a purse. Like this one, I'm going to have it finished as a crossbody and very
cool.
slender with no
Yep.
width to it and really soft and malleable and
nice, nice.
like a lot more casual than the other one that I have.
That might be I don't know. I have to ruminate on that, think about that a little bit more and decide what I exact. I have this idea that I'm going to have a cool strap with it, crossbody, but we'll see. We'll see.
You'll be able to
Yeah.
see mine and we'll go from
I'm
there.
working on my initial.
Good. I like it. Okay. So I feel like I've shown this piece off before. So if anyone's been watching us for a while, we know that I have about 50,000 whips and I don't care. I'm not embarrassed of that. I'm not attention disordered in my real life, but I'm 100% attention disordered in my needlepoint life. Like I work on something for a little while and I'm like, now I want to start something else. And I'm totally okay with that because your needlepoint is supposed to be something you thoroughly enjoy every minute. And if something becomes a job, which to me, sometimes it becomes work instead of fun, if I'm like, I have to finish this. So I jump around a lot. So I know I've shown this before. And I can't remember why I've shown this before, but I love this piece. And actually this has a funny background because I saw this piece at market probably like 10 years ago. And I kept thinking, oh my God, that dog just makes me smile. Like the whole thing is so darn cute. And this artist is Jenny Diesel, and she was repped by Maggie.
Uh-huh.
And then so the next year I went into and I may have my timings wrong, but a couple years later I went to Maggie's booth and I'm like, oh, and what about the Jenny Diesel sledding dog? I'd like one of those, please. And she's like, oh, we don't rep her anymore.
Oh no.
What? I'm like, so I'd had my heart set on this canvas for the longest time. So I was able at that point in time to get it from another shop friend of ours who had it in stock, but I put out an APB because I'm like, of course, the second you can't have something, you want it even more, right?
For
so
sure.
I got it from our friend Lori at Waste Not. And then just this past year, maybe about a year ago, CBK started repping Jenny Diesel again.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, so you can now get this again. Well, I'll be honest, the sky in the newer version is very turquoisey as opposed to light blue. Doesn't really matter, except for one of our challenges, and the reason I'm showing you all this is to use an open stitch.
Okay.
So let's see if we can. So back to last year, I'd done the snow and then I set them aside. And then I pulled out this stitch, and this stitch is from the Stitch Landscape book.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually trying to get the light.
There it is. That's cool. You did it vertically though?
But I turned it. So always remember in your stitch books, turn it a quarter turn and it's like the same stitch, but different.
Right. Yeah.
So there's open blue canvas behind there. And
very cute.
It's a really cute stitch.
I feel like you need a big pom-pom on the end of his.
Oh yeah, that got a green. I think, no, you know what? I'd have to double check. I might have to make a tassel because I think the little green poms that I carry, it's not the green I want it to be.
Oh, I see. Yeah. that makes sense.
So, you know,
I'm
but
done because I always have glasses in all my stitching bags, and I think I was cleaning out last night, so I can't get a good look at that because I don't, but it looks awesome.
it's really cute. It was a fun stitch to do, and it's not overly open, but it's definitely shows some canvas and gives it a little texture, and I thought it was lots of fun. So
Really
check that one off my list.
Well, I had to decide whether I was going to do canvas roulette, which I think I still need to do because
I have 3 things left. I missed that one too, Megan. We'll have
oh,
to do that together at some point.
that would be fun. That would be
Yeah.
fun. Like, so yeah, let's talk about that offline, but it would be fun to just like have like a little stack of them and just like have somebody flip them around and pull one out from behind their back or something. Let's do that. That'd be fun.
Okay.
But yeah, so I thought about doing that. And then I decided, okay, so I had this in my stash. I don't know if any of you remember when I came back from Disney with my kids and Claire bought the giant panda that like almost needed a seat for itself on the airplane. And I'm like, you know what? And so I pulled this from SCT. So this is her holiday.
Sunday.
Yeah, I couldn't think of what it was called. So it has this purple, and I was like, you know, I'm just gonna make this my Very Perry. And I'm gonna be super honest. I pulled
The pepper pot periwinkle.
this is on 13 counts. So I pulled some silk and ivory out of the stash, and I have absolutely no idea what color it is. So I need to go match it up on the wall. There's plenty here, so I'll get it done. But what I was going to share was what I was actually using. So if anybody else wanted to find a good periwinkle, whoopsie daisy, this might be one. There's one that's called like Veronica. I don't know. Anyway, I'm calling this Very Perry more than this, which was to me more lavender.
Right.
But
you have the needle binder on there that you got at the Pointing It Out podcast retreat, because we had a trunk show with Kelly
Overman.
for art.
Evidently, I had to buy myself one because I didn't. Just kidding. Just lined up nicely with that.
Actually, for the record, you picked it out and you never paid for it because I gifted it to you. So you didn't have to buy yourself. You got to pay for your own, which is a much higher quality than the ones we
Yes.
give away.
But yes, no, these needle minders by Kelly Boverman honestly have kind of changed my life. They're so strong and they're so pretty. They're expensive. I mean, it's like buying jewelry for your needlepoint, but I just love them. So I'm obsessed. I think this one's great. And why I wanted to buy this is because of the cherries that remind me of being in Michigan. So I love meaning, you know me, I'm always coming up with some kind of meaning. But anyway, I am stitching Very Perry. I am hoping to get this done, but we'll see. Because you know what I want to do with this? I think it was Carolina Bluebell. So Jessica, who started this trend, or maybe somebody else had done it before, but I saw it. And I was thinking of using this for inspired by or as seen on, but I have this hilarious picture of my husband holding the panda, like the giant panda, and holding Claire's hand, like waiting. I don't know if it was in the airport line or something. And you just see like the back of them, like he's holding this panda and and I'm going to have that picture printed on fabric. They do that at Spoonflower, I think. And I'm going to put that on the back.
Then I thought what you were going to say is you're going to have it double framed, like, you know, and you could do that too. You could have it framed with the picture, like take it to a framer, have a shape mat done, and have, you know.
Well, that's a great idea too. But I think this is going to be, Julie here in the shop has challenged me to try to catch up on ornaments for my kids. She's like, that's ridiculous that your kids don't have ornaments. So she's just teasing me, of course. But anyway, so I definitely kind of want to have that picture. You've seen that, right? Where they get the picture printed on fabric and then put that on the back here.
Really cute.
It's making me laugh. So I guess that's a good thing, right? I need more.
And that's one of the things I haven't done, because I realize that periwinkle is like half blue, half purple, but I talk all the time about how purple's just not my color at all. So I think there's a reason that that's why it's left on my list, but I bet you as soon as I start stitching with it, I'm going to love it.
Yeah. And this is a really pretty, periwinkle is a really pretty color. I'm excited. I wonder when they announced the 2023 Pantone color of the year.
I don't know. So Pepper Pot has a color called periwinkle.
Oh, perfect.
So sometimes I've had a number of stitchers call me and say, I need to do my Very Perry, which is really cute that people are actually like making it a point.
Working
And
towards it. Yep.
so a lot of times we include pepper pot periwinkle because we're like, yep, can't go wrong in that. It says it's periwinkle.
They called it. It's what they called it. So it must be accurate. That's right. So,
Yeah.
But I think that's all I've got to share.
I've got one more.
You have one more? Cool.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't get it out ahead of time because I was afraid the puppy would
That's
find
all
it.
right. So in the meantime, while you're talking about that, Melissa challenged me which was absolutely fair because she takes a lot of the heavy lifting from the organizational standpoint here in this challenge with figuring out how we're going to have everyone reconcile that they've actually done this challenge. And I've been thinking a lot about it. And originally I was going to do a Google Doc, but I think what I'm going to do, and I haven't even run this past Melissa, but I think we're just going to use that. You know how we have that Gmail account that we are really bad at checking? So I think I'm going to have you all just email us and let us know how to find that you have completed your challenge. So whether, because we've got some Stitchers who don't use Instagram. So whether you hashtagged us on Instagram, whether you have some photos in your phone that you want to provide as proof that you did this, whether you have it on Facebook, what are you, whatever. I'm just
Can
going
they just send you a picture of this like beaten up checklist?
I think that's fair. So at the end of the year, hey, listen, if you've completed this whole thing in September and you're ready to send it to us, by all means, just in the subject line, put completed 22 challenge. And so that I can search for those. And so that when we pull, I can pull that as my list of people who have completed the challenge to then draw names for the prizes. So that was, I've thought long and hard about that. And I think that that's really the best way for everyone to manage.
Okay, so we'll need to put that email address in the show notes too, but it's pointing it out podcast@gmail.com, right?
It sure is. That's exactly.
That tells you how often I check it.
I know we don't do a great job on that, but you know what? We got to give ourselves some grace because I think I have 4 different forms of communication that I'm trying to manage here as a mom and a business owner and a person and
Well, you just very sweetly complimented me with handling the organization, and guess what? You check that email account way more than I do. So
okay.
because I never check it.
It takes a village
on my radar. So thank you for that.
But I just wanted to make sure that I threw that out there before you showed your last piece, because I'm sure that question is out there. So.
Okay. So using a variegated thread.
Okay.
There's a lot of really great variegated threads out there. One of them that we stock in our shop and I hadn't used before are these silk lame braid, and I call them the holiday colors. I don't know if they call them the holiday colors, but they're silk lame braid. And obviously this is like the patriotic version and the Halloween version. And this is the Christmas version, which is kind of hard to see in this light. There we go.
Yeah, but it's great. Yep.
Yep. So I had not used any of these. And again, this has been in my stash. I can tell you how long it's been in my stash. Since 2006. 2006.
Well done.
So
that's pretty.
Shirley Patriotic Angel. And last summer, I decided to treat myself to a couple of Carolyn Hedge-Baird online classes.
Okay.
So I got all my stitches from Carolyn and her books. And so I don't know why there we go.
It looks great.
Look at how beautiful the skirt is.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So, but I decided to change up the border. So the sides are going to still be blue, but the top and the bottom is going to be red. And I don't know why I decided that, but I decided.
So where's the variegated thread? Is that the bottom?
So it's a 2-part thread. So the red is variegated as well. I forgot about that. The red is a Gloriana, variegated Gloriana. I believe it's poinsettia. I can dig in my bag.
Oh, pretty. Yes, that's a great one.
But the little X's in between are this patriotic silk lame braid.
Good. I like that. That's cool.
I thought it was super cute. And I kind of forgot that they were double variegated. I just had it. I was so excited. I've used that Gloriana poinsettia a ton. It's one of my favorite Gloriana colors, but I was super excited to use this. So that's why it came to mind about variegated thread. But it's actually double variegated. How about that?
Double variegated into 2-part stitch. So if you need to just around a little bit on your challenge, you sure can. So
I need to get back to her because she's really darn cute. So this
is like absolutely the perfect Melissa McLeod piece, because don't you collect angels and you have a patriotic birthday? So that was almost made for you.
So my mistake in this, the only mistake having to do with this, it's the one and only time. So this is long before I opened the shop or bought the shop. And I just a customer? No, I think I was working for Jean. And it was my birthday. And I asked my husband to buy me this canvas for my birthday. Big mistake. Now he knows how expensive that little closet of mine is.
Yeah, you don't need anybody to know that.
I was like, husbands or spouses don't always need to know like the amount of money involved in our stash, right?
True story. True story.
Anyways, to his credit, he never once said a word, but I thought afterwards, that was just a bad decision, Melissa.
It's totally true. I get it.
Especially because Melissa Shirley is one of the more expensive designers, but well worth it because her things are beautiful. So
you got it. All right. Well, this has been a really good update and a really good review and a motivation. And I hope that other stitchers are finding this to be a good review and motivation as well. So two pieces of housekeeping, which I just mentioned, were the way to send us your completed challenge. I don't know how else to say it. Basically, your submission to join the lottery to win upon completion of your challenge is just to email us. And we're going to put that in the notes, but it's pointingitoutpodcast@gmail.com. And then the second little item of housekeeping is continue to make sure that you hit follow. If you've been watching us for a long time, you have probably hit the follow or the subscribe, button on YouTube, but that just helps us out. So tell a friend, subscribe early and often. We appreciate you. And I think that wraps things up.
Can I throw in one other little thing?
Please.
If any designers happen to be watching and they are in the mood to put something in for prizes, obviously, we don't gain anything from this. When I send them out, the shipping's all on me. So again, that's kind of like my contribution to the pie. But yeah, we showed off some great pieces from OKS Designs, Carol Schill, last time. And we have I can't remember if it's a lap frame or a standing frame because she hasn't sent it to me yet from Needle Point System 4.
Yes.
Whatever I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And but if any other designers have something they'd love to throw into the pot, email me at the shop or call me because I won't probably see it on the Pointing It Out podcast.
Yes. And if you want a reminder of how much fun that was, I literally had like a little slips and I was pulling them out like Vanna White as Melissa was showing the prizes. So that was really fun. I reviewed that the other day too. So This is all about having fun. Be kind to one another. We got to give each other a lot of grace lately. There's a lot happening. So this is fun. It's not hard. We're not trying to make this difficult. So just a few notes, a few photos is all you need, and we're going to be all set. So enjoy. Have a great day.
Okay, good to see you.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.